Happy Thanksgiving, faraway friends. For your Thanksgiving pleasure, I would like to read you an excerpt from Eat, Pray, Love by Elizabeth Gilbert. This is one that always touches me, and it's about Thanksgiving and her new Italian friend Luca Spaghetti, and that is his name, Luca Spaghetti, and it is his birthday party. Luca Spaghetti's birthday falls this year on America's Thanksgiving Day, so he wants to do a turkey for his birthday party. He's never eaten a big, fat, roasted American Thanksgiving turkey, though he's seen it in pictures. He thinks it should be easy to replicate such a feast, especially with the help of me, a real American, Elizabeth Gilbert. He says we can use the kitchen of his friends Mario and Simona, who have a nice big house in the mountains outside of Rome and who always host Luca's birthday parties. So here was Luca's plan for the festivities. He would pick me up at around 7 o'clock at night after he'd finished work, and then we would drive north out of Rome for about an hour or so to his friends, where we would meet the other attendees of the birthday party. And we'd drink some wine and all get to know each other, and then probably, around 9 p.m., we would commence to roasting a 20-pound turkey. I had to do some explaining to Luca about how much time it takes to roast a 20-pound turkey, and I told him his birthday feast would probably be ready to eat at that rate around dawn the next day. He was destroyed. "But what if we bought a very small turkey? A just-born turkey?" I said, "Luca, let's make it easy and have pizza, just like every other good dysfunctional American family does on Thanksgiving." But he was still sad about it. Goes on to talk for a page and a half about how Rome was sad at that time with different events going on. But this won't all fit, so sadly, we cut. We drive out of tired, stressed-out Rome late in the evening and up into the mountains. Luca loves American music, so we're blasting the Eagles and singing "Take It to the Limit" one more time, which adds an oddly Californian soundtrack to our drive through olive groves and ancient aqueducts. We arrive at the house of Luca's old friends, Mario and Simona, parents of the twin 12-year-old girls, Giulia and Sarah. Paulo, a friend of Luca's, whom I'd met before the soccer game, is there too, along with his girlfriend. Of course, Luca's own girlfriend, Juliana, is there as well, having driven up earlier in the evening. It's an exquisite home, hidden away in groves of olive and clementine and lemon trees. The fireplace is lit, and the olive oil is homemade. No time to roast a 20-pound turkey, obviously, but Luca sautés up some lovely cuts of turkey breast, and I preside over a whirlwind group effort to make a Thanksgiving stuffing as best I can remember the recipe, from the crumbs of some high-end Italian bread, with the necessary cultural substitutions. Dates instead of apricots, fennel instead of celery. Somehow it all comes out great. Luca's been worried about how the conversation would proceed tonight, given that half the guests can't speak English and the other half can't speak Italian, and only Sophie can speak Swedish. But it seems to be one of those miracle evenings where everyone can understand each other perfectly, or at least your neighbor can help translate when the odd word gets lost. I lose count of how many bottles of Sardinian wine we drink before Deborah introduces to the table the suggestion that we follow a nice American custom here tonight by joining hands and each in turn saying what we're most grateful for, in 3 languages. So this is the part that begins to get me. Deborah starts by saying that she's grateful that America will soon get a chance to pick a new president. That's not really the part. Sophie says, first in Swedish, then in Italian, and then in English, that she is grateful for the benevolent hearts of Italy and for 4 months that she's been allowed to experience such pleasure in the country. The tears begin when Mario, our host, weeps in open gratitude as he thanks God for the work in his life that has enabled him to have this beautiful home for his family and friends to enjoy. Paulo gets a laugh when he says that he, too, is grateful that America will soon have the chance to pick a new president. We fall into a collective silence of respect for little Sarah, one of the 12-year-old twins, when she bravely shares that she is grateful to be here tonight with such nice people because she's been having a hard time at school lately. Some of the other students are being mean to her. So thank you for being sweet to me tonight and not mean like they are. Luca's girlfriend says she's grateful for the years of loyalty Luca has shown her, and for how warmly he's taken care of her family through difficult times. Simona, our hostess, cries even more openly than her husband had as she expresses her gratitude that a new custom of celebration and thankfulness has been brought into her home by these strangers from America, who are not really strangers at all, but friends of Luca, and therefore friends of peace. When it comes my turn to speak, I begin, sono grata, but then I find I cannot say my real thoughts. Namely, that I am so grateful to be free tonight from the depression that has been gnawing at me like a rat over the years. A depression that's chewed such perforations in my soul that I would not at one time have been able to enjoy such a lovely night as this. Didn't mention any of this because I didn't want to alarm the children. Instead, I say a simpler truth. That I am grateful for old and new friends. That I am grateful especially tonight for Luca Spaghetti. And that I hope he has a happy 33rd birthday, and I hope he lives a long life in order to stand as an example to other men of how to be a generous, loyal, and loving human being. And that I hope nobody minds that I'm crying as I say all this, though I don't think that they do mind, since everyone else is crying too. Luca is so clutched by emotion that he cannot find words except to say to all of us, "Your tears are my prayers." The Sardinian wine keeps on coming, and while Paulo washes the dishes and Mario puts his tired daughters to bed, and Luca plays the guitar, and everyone sings drunken Neil Young songs in various accents, Deborah, the American feminist psychologist, says quietly to me, "Look around at all these good Italian men. See how open they are to their feelings, and how lovingly they participate in their families. See the regard and respect they hold for women and the children in their lives. And don't you believe what you read in the papers, Liz. This country is doing very well." Our party doesn't end until almost dawn, and we could have roasted that 20-pound turkey after all and eaten it for breakfast. Luca Spaghetti drives Deborah and Sophie all the way back home, and we try to help him stay awake as the sun comes up by singing Christmas carols. Silent night, sainted night, holy night. We sing over and over again in every language we know as we head back into Rome together. Anyway, happy Thanksgiving. I am grateful for my friends and family in this past year of learning and change. I hope you have the greatest Thanksgiving ever, in the event that you actually listen to this 7-minute thing. So, bye. Happy Thanksgiving.